I just want to say thank you to everyone for letting me be here and show you what I need to do. What? Oh, can you hear me now? Yeah. And at the back? Yes? Hope so. Okay, so if you don't know me, my name's Joey, but I think all of you know me. So I was going to be prepared and make cue cards, and then I ran out of time because I forgot that work happened. So I've written them on my phone. So I'm not being rude, I'm just checking I'm saying what I'm supposed to be saying. Okay, so I'm going to tell you a little bit about me and how I actually came to do brush lettering. For ages I've just been, like since I was little, just interested in shop signs and like painted signs, and whenever I saw someone else's handwriting, I used to think, that's amazing, I want my handwriting to do that. And then it just, I don't know, just always been fascinated by it. When I was in school, I did art, GCSE, art A-level, and all of my final pieces were always geared towards lettering or typography or adverts, and it's just kind of stemmed from there. I could say, probably in the last couple of years, I've decided that brush lettering and hand lettering is where I want to go. So I've just been trying to practice, which I urge you all to do. I think the only way to get to where you want to be is to practice. And I still practice all the time, even my normal handwriting, because if I don't practice that, probably wouldn't have won that award. Yeah, I tried to dabble in calligraphy, I've done pointed pen, black letter, and I love them all, and I think without learning those things I wouldn't have been able to do just normal brush lettering or the hand lettering that I just try to doodle about, but I'm trying to work more on. If you'd have asked me 2 years ago if I'd be standing here in front of a group of people, 200 people, talking to people, I probably would have laughed at you because I'm not a public speaker. And even so last year I did a workshop for 60 people because Laura made me. And I think if I hadn't done that, then I definitely wouldn't have been standing here. Most of you know that I work at PPK, and all of their products, this is not a shameless plug for PPK, but all of their products are designed to help you to live your best life. And they did a range that was called Brave, and I'm sure many of you have planners from that range, because that was from when we first opened. And there's a book called Brave, and it's about not letting fear of doing stuff stop you from doing the stuff that you want. And I read that book, and it really helped me, and if I didn't read that book, I wouldn't be standing here today. My voice is going to shake a little bit, but that's just because my voice is going to betray me. But I'm feeling okay, and I'm going to teach you guys how to do some brush lettering. So, inside on your table there's a white bag, and inside there's a worksheet that looks like this that I made, and this is it gives you some little tips, some of my favourite pens which I will show you all, and then it's also got some resources where I like to buy my pens, because I feel like on UKPA most of the questions I get tagged in is, what pen should I use, where do I get this from? So I'm going to tell you that all today. Because UKPA moves so fast that sometimes those posts get lost and then people don't see it. So I can show you all the pens. I'm sitting on table 3, so if you want to come and try them out, you can come, because they're all different, and I'll show you what the differences are in all of them as well. We'll do the worksheet a little bit later. I'll just talk to you about some of the pens that I've got and what the difference is, and paper as well. Let's show you. Okay, so the pen you have in your bags are actually these Artline 6 ones. And they're fun because they can be joined together like Lego, which everyone loves. That's what they've got going for them, they're like Lego. But they're also really lovely to write with, and you've probably seen they went viral on Facebook because you can do ombre lettering with them. It kind of makes it seem like if you just write with the pen it will do ombre lettering, but there's like a way to do it, and it depends on what paper you use. Some paper that I write on with it doesn't do the ombre, so it depends. I think the Rhodia paper is good. I've written that down on your resources page, I think. No. Rhodia. I'm going to write it down for you.
In fancy writing?
Yes. I'm not going to not do fancy writing. Also, I'm going to say, before I start, to get good at brush lettering, you do need to practice. I'm going to say this a million times because that is what it is. If you don't practice, then it doesn't get, like, it needs muscle memory. So you need to practice the same strokes over and over again. And if you don't practice them, you lose the muscle memory. So if I don't practice for a while, then my hand goes a bit shaky. It's shaking today, but not because I haven't practiced, but because I'm here in front of 200 people. So don't judge me if it's a bit wonky. I've won an award. Okay. So this is the paper. This is the Rhodia paper, and this is the brush pen we're going to be using for the workshop. And so I'm going to talk to you about what to do later, but this is essentially how you get the brush. I don't know if this one's ombraying as much.
Laura, can you get the other side?
Yeah, maybe here.
Stop writing!
Is that better? Oh my gosh, that's so cool. Can someone take a picture of that for me? So this is the paper, Rhodia. These pens they're a little bit stiffer than some of, so you get pens that are super fluid, and it makes it a little bit harder to control the brush, but it gives you a nice effect as well. I think the size of this one is good. I can use this one for smaller writing as well. But with this one, it gives you a nice line as well. This one here, I only got these yesterday. I ordered them a few days ago, and I said, please let them come before the big meet because I want to play with them and I want to show everyone, because they've been in my wish list for a while. These ones are called Eco-Line brush pens, and they're watercolory, so you can blend colours together, which I haven't perfected yet, so I'm not going to show you. But come by my table later, maybe I'll have practiced a bit. These ones are more like a paintbrush, but with less of the mess. So let me show you. Look at that. It's just a nice, it's so wet and it does look. That's what she said. Okay, ignore that O because that was a bit wobbly. But it's just, you can see the difference between those two pens. Like, this one's a lot thicker. I would say if you're going to use these ones, it should be for like bigger bits of paper, so maybe not on project life cards or anything like that. If you want to do small writing, I have two favourite ones. In my planner, which I'm sure you've all seen for my spreads, I've actually got it here so I can show you. But this is a Zig Kokoiro pen. Can you see this? And they come as separate barrels, so for the people who like to coordinate their planners, this barrel bit comes separately as empty, and then it comes with a brush tip, a roller ball, but the colours, they only come in like 5 colours: pink, mint, black, sepia and navy, I think. So it's a bit rubbish with the colours, and I hope that they're going to do more, but it gives you a nice thin line. So with this one, I should have thought of more words to write. You should shout words to me to write. Okay, we do boobs on the next one. So this is good for small writing, and if you don't press down, then you can also do just really fine writing. I'm going to write boobs again because we need them to be more I'm going to get the big pen out for the boobs. So this is the pen that everyone's probably heard the most about, the Tombow brush pen. And these are good because they have a thin side and a thick side. They do very big writing. This is I've never really used the thin side, but this one, they flow really well. They are very good. They're a bit expensive, but they're definitely worth it. Some of the Tombows that I've got are from 2 years ago and they're still working perfectly fine. So let's go for the boobs. It's a really nice pen. This is my favorite color. This is 725 because it has kind of like a purpley sheen to it. It's very nice. And then this one is another one for small pens. Lobster for my favorite paper lobster. And then this one is an in-between pen, Faber-Castell. These are really good because you can swap out the nibs. If it gets frayed, you can pull it out with a tissue and then it will be a brand new. Just wait for it to come back. Is it back?
Yeah, I think we're back.
Okay. Cool. Okay, so these are all the different pens that you can get. There's so many, and it doesn't really matter what brush pen you're using because it just is the technique, not the pen. But it's good to practice and play around with loads of different ones. I'm sure there's ones that I haven't tried but would like to. But yeah, definitely come over to my table if you want to try these out if you're not sure which ones to get. Okay, let me show you guys how to do this now. So if you get your worksheets, at the bottom I've done a little how-to bit, and in my lettering guide, I am going to sell these, so I've got them on order, but Ali was making them if he's too busy with UKPA big neat stuff. So they will be available again soon. So if you wanted to look at it first, you could always come down the table. So I did write a little bit about the pens in there. And this will show you what you need to do, mastering the strokes. So I've written this on the bottom of your worksheet. So brush lettering is made up of thin and thick strokes which vary in line width. So for all your up strokes, you're going to do thin strokes, and for all your down ones, it's going to be...
That's not me. Yeah, he's not mine, unfortunately. If anyone would like to give me one.
Someone's joking. Okay, so if you, in your goodie bag, you've got one of the Artline Sticks pens, and then if you put your tracing paper over the worksheet bit, you can practice the down strokes. So with this, you're going to hold your pen at at a closer angle to your table. So it's flatter, so your pen's flatter. It's not up in the air like this, it's down low. And then if you press harder, then it will give you a nice thicker line. Uh-oh. You didn't see what I did. I'll show you again in a minute.
I think we're back up, mate.
Okay, so we got interrupted by the puppy again. So what you're going to do is press down hard when you press on the down strokes. So you can either do it by keeping your pen at a low angle, like this, or you could do it by pressing hard, because it depends on what pen I use. Sometimes I'll just hold the pen higher up and then press down. And then for your up ones, you're going to start at the bottom and the motion will go upwards. So these are thinner lines. So you can practice those. And your hand will need to get used to the way you're moving it. So it's good just to practice all of those until you're used to them. So practice all the down ones, and then once your hand gets used to them, then you can practice all the up ones. And then when you put these together, then it will give you the foundation of your letter. So down, pressing hard, and then bring it back up. light. That wasn't very good. I'm just going to show you with a different pen because I feel like you can see the difference more. I can hear people saying that they're rubbish and it's not working. It will work. Keep practicing.
Yeah.
It's because I've been doing it for 2 years. Okay. And then on the back of your worksheet, I've actually broken down the letters for you because before I always had people saying that they can see that it's an A, but they didn't know what bit to do first and how to do it. So I've broken down each of the letters, so if you just follow the strokes all separately, you don't need to keep your pen on the paper at all times. You can do one bit of the letter, lift up your pen, rearrange your hand, and then do the other bit again. So let me show you here for the A.
You see on screen, yeah?
Yeah, it's just a bit.
I can't see it now.
So it's broken down in 2 separate bits for the A, so you can do them separately. For the B.
I never knew you were meant to move the tracing paper along.
You're not, like, you don't need to, but I think okay, so with this lettering, if you move the tracing paper along, you can put them all, join them all together the way I've written the letters. So if you move it for each step, you can do the letter. Got it? Which one's a tricky one? It's M.
Should we do it? Has anyone got any questions? Or should I run around with the microphone?
Yeah.
I need someone to hold this then.
I can hold it.
Will you continue to letter?
Woo! Very nice. It looks beautiful. I can see people holding those up that they've done and it's looking good. Yay! Very pretty. So we're going to have some time for questions if anyone's got any. Hello, wife. I can see it's very beautiful. It's £1. Form an orderly line.
Are you going to hold this?
Yeah. Laura's going to run around with the microphone if anyone does want to ask any questions.
I think Lydia actually has a question.
I don't know. Any? Yes. Sometimes, I found, well, I didn't know this, but because I'm left-handed, I actually do the flicks the wrong way round. So I don't know if you guys. Okay. Oh, okay. Shall I use Laura? You want? Okay. Right, so Colette asked.
Huh?
You need to hold the camera that way.
This way. I did, and it's come up sideways on there.
Okay, so Colette asked if I have any issues being left-handed, and I thought people always ask, people always say that they can't do brush lettering because they're left-handed, and I always say, well, that's not true because I'm left-handed and I'm doing it, and then they're like, oh. So being left-handed is not an excuse. I think I spoke to Alison at my last workshop and she said that my flicks goes a different way, so her hand doesn't do that. So you just need to, essentially it's the same, but maybe it's a little bit trickier for you to achieve that line. But I try to, because when I practice my handwriting, I do also practice writing with my right hand, because I'm worried something might happen to my left. So I have tried brush lettering with my right hand, and it's essentially the same thing, so you can still do it.
What's...
So, for the joining the letters, if you carry on your letter past where it needs to be, up, and then, okay, so then when you do the next letter, you can go over it and kind of hide it, but then it will still be joined. So, let's see. So just carry it on a little bit more, and then when you do your E, then it kind of goes on top of it. Most of the letters join at the bottom, but there are some, like the R, which is a little bit strange. So the R goes like this. Yeah, so I tried to try my R's. Steph's got one. Yeah, so I don't have any, but if you remember at school, the handwriting books that you used, I used to use them because essentially brush lettering is this cursive handwriting that's different strokes, different pen strokes. So if you're worried about your handwriting, you should practice handwriting from the basics again, and just try and learn that to muscle memory first, and then try and brush lettering. You can always also throw calligraphy. It's your own, do your own handwriting, and then just where the downstrokes or upstrokes be, you can make them thicker and thinner. So if you were to write a normal word, I should have bought a normal pen as well. Then you can just make, this bit was down, so this bit I'm going to make thicker, and this bit was down, so that's going to be thicker.
Oh, that's cool.
And then it still gives you a brush lettering effect. So use your own handwriting and make it your own. There's so many different people out there who do brush lettering, and all of their pages are different. I've actually got booklets, I can show you some examples. And I've just written on your work some of my favourite Instagram people as well, because yeah, stuff is
Okay, cool.
There's a lady in here. This is completely different to what I do, and it's amazing. So,
Ooh.
this is like the most beautiful book.
Oh, wow.
And there's a page that is brush lettering. This lady, her name's Abby Sai, and it's called hand style lettering. I don't think it's by anyone because it's just a book with lots of different people in it. It's really nice because it's got some practice ones at the back as well. So if you want to learn different styles, this is a really good book to use. I'm trying to find that page. Look how pretty.
Wow.
Here we go. This is the brush lettering section. Who? Yeah? Not yet. So I want to, and I really want to do more of my own workshops. I had one last year that Ali did come to. Because I'm working full time and I also look after a younger sister, I just find it really hard to find the time. But I do want to put more into it. So keep an eye out on my Facebook page for details of any personal workshops coming up. And yeah, hopefully I'm going to make this bigger and better than what it is. And I feel like this is the first step now that I know that I can talk to 200 people. Where? Oh, hi! 100%. Yeah. I think when I write, I tend to keep the page dependent on the paper, just because I'm used to doing the motion. But if you're not used to it yet, and try and take your pen off the page and start a new letter, even the next bit of the letter, you don't have to have it until all you go. It's just practice.
No.
It's hello. Because that's when I was practicing handwriting, I practiced hello because all the letters flow into each other nicely. And in my lettering note, actually, on the first page, this is just all the hellos. I did actually write loads of separate hellos, and then I asked my friend to digitize it, and he looked at me and said that he's not doing that, he's just going to do one and copy and paste it. Which is a bit rude. So whenever I'm doing my practice at home with e-stressing, I will write hello because I like it. I can see.
There are some guys out here that are much more disciplined than I am.
Yeah.
I am Joey's worst.
How many years?
Every time.
I wrote a new book. 2 years.
Yeah.
That's